late 80s, hip hop was about dancing, you know, Black Power, having fun. You know, when I was coming up, you know, 12, 13, 14 years old, we had the African medallions. We were looking at Public Enemy, EPMD, not EPMD, Public Enemy, X Clan, you know, things like this. And that's who we were idolizing. And then somewhere along the lines, gangster rap got pushed in, and then it became the baggy clothes and the slow beats and the bitches, hoes, and this. But did we ever talk about the secret meeting that supposedly happened in the early 90s with record execs where they tried to push gangster rap to help out the prison industrial complex?
Yeah. Okay. I think that was one of the Def Jam meetings. Mm-hmm. It was the dynamic was they wanted to aim for private prison. You know what I'm saying? So that was the objective, was they wanted to increase the incarceration rate tenfold. Because they seen that if we can have more people, you know, cause a ruckus, that's more profit. Oh, yeah. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's deep. Shit, Def Jam is one of your biggest gatekeepers of that. No, they're not going to like what I say, but I'm going to be real with you, bro. I mean, just look at this. Just look at the shift. Just go back to 1998. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never had like the most gangster rap for every group that was like NWA. There was 16 groups that weren't saying the same things as NWA. You know, you still had your LL Cool J talking about "I Need Love." Still had Tribe Called Quest. Still had Busta Rhymes and Leaders of the New School. Still had KRS-One. Still had Rev Run, DMC, Jam Master Jay, you know, still had those guys. You know what I mean? You still had your Public Enemy, Fight the Power, you know, and then you know you had Dougie Fresh. You remember Dougie Fresh?
Of course.
You know Sheila B. You know Curtis Blow.
Man, I'm a hip hop nerd, homie.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Fat Boys. You had so many different acts, for you to choose from. You know, so when you look at it, the shock value of gangster rap or G-Funk, you know what I mean? G-Funk was, I want to talk about what everybody else didn't want to talk about, but I'm going to do it in my way, you know? So I get that, you know, but that's a voice. But that was just one version, that was one variant of what that experience was for, you know, people in the urban community. That was just one telling. So when people started making that, we want that to be not just 1 out of 10, we want that to be 9 out of 10. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Yep.
Because, I mean, originally, like, bro, there was no, I mean, the closest thing that you had to gangster rap back in the 80s, like before NWA, you had Ice-T.
Mm-hmm. 6 in the morning.
That was the closest. Uh-huh.
6 in the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas sweep across the cardwood floor.
Yeah. You remember when he spit that classic rap Colors when he made it for the movie?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, he was giving you the real. You know what I'm saying?
My pants are sagging, braided hair, sucker stare, but I don't care.
Yeah. Now, you know, bro, streets is, you know what I mean? Like, niggas is willing to die for their colors. Because for them, at that point in time, bro, like, the news thinks that, Crips and Bloods are, you know, killing each other with blue and red. I'm like, bro, the whole purpose of, you know what I mean, us being uniform was to let each other know, you know what I'm saying, that who's on our team. That's all that was, bro. That Crip Blue, that come from Buddha Loco. That's a memorial color. That red that the Bloods wear, that came, you know what I'm saying, just to be the color recognized as the opposition. Just to unify their lines. That's what makes them blood. And if you want to take it back even further, I mean, shit. You're talking about like the OGs on the West Coast who's going to prison and they had washcloths. So you got a blue one, that's for Crip. You got a white one, that's for anybody. You had a burgundy one, you know, nobody was wearing that. You know, so you had Bloods, you know what I'm saying, that was taking on that. You feel me? That was a signal. That was an identifier. That's all it was, bro. You know? But when you listen to Ice T's record, you know, Ice T was showing you how it was made. And then when you look at the movie Colors is like a cop's perspective of what the streets did.
Right.
When you look at Menace to Society, that is the perspective told by the gangbangers. Like, you know, when you look at Colors, you know, they made the Bloods look soft and they made the Crips look straight savage. Yeah. And they made the essays look like they just as savage. You know? But when you see, like, Menace to Society, like, that's the everyday, day-to-day type shit, you know? Like, I can see the Bloods, like, now that is an accurate depiction of what the Bloods was. That's an accurate description of what the Crips are, they, you know, for that time frame, you know? So I can kind of see, you know what I mean, like, you know, how Ice-T was able to, you know, capture that, you know, he's from the street, you know? We talk about a lot of stuff. You know, and even though there's a lot of homies that, you know, that may, you know what I mean, couldn't have said it or been in a position. You know, I remember, shout out to the homie, Young Brown, Bronco from Budgetown. You know what I'm saying? I had the pleasure of talking to him, you know, and I'm going to quote him right quick. You know, one of his quotes that he told me was, you as a rapper, you served as the mediator for your community. So all the things that some of the homies that, you know, couldn't say at the time, but wish they could say, I said it for you, cuz. I got you. Let me be your voice for the community. You know? So for that genre, that was cool. You know?
Ain't nobody coming to protect us. We gotta start our own fucking life.
It's like the message has been lost. How much money does a black life cost? Every time we kill another brother, we keeping people employed who profit when we kill another. How can we make a change instead of pointing at others for the blame? Shit, let's put some gasoline on the flame and burn this bitch down if they don't hear what we saying. Better be strapped for the peace. They talking about defunding police. Gun stores sold out for 6 weeks. I'm smelling something in the air and it reeks. Black lives matter all the time, not just when one of them kills one of our kind. Cause I don't ever see Al Sharpton speaking when Chicago has 30 murders in 1 week.
What we gonna do? You tell me what we gonna do. This ain't the way. Cause they ready to let loose.
How many of them we gonna lose?
United States, President say, if you lose this shoot,
come on. Hey, pay attention, maybe slow down and just listen. It's my state of mind, I'm dreaming, I'm on a mission. Trying to push the world for peace, no more hate. I got my black fist up in the corner to demonstrate.